My fiancé, without knowing him well or asking me, got a giant tattoo of my deceased brother on her arm to support me through my grief, but all it's done is thoroughly creeped me out, and I feel uncomfortable laying with her in bed and being made to stare into my brother's eyes. My fiancé Bella got a massive, hyper-realistic tattoo of my deceased brother's face on her upper arm without asking me first. She insisted it would help me carry my grief, that it was a gift of love. Instead, it creeped me out and made intimacy feel impossible. My older brother died in a motorcycle accident 3 years ago when he was 30. We were inseparable, protective, kind, best friends since childhood. He taught me to ride a bike, to drive stick, to be brave when life felt bigger than me. Losing him shattered me. I still carry that hole everywhere I go. Bella had only met him a few times in our 5-year relationship, but she always said she admired our bond because she didn't have close siblings. I thought that was sweet and supportive. Then, a few weeks ago, she unveiled her tribute, a huge grayscale portrait of his face with a Snoopy icon beside it, his nickname in script, and his birth and death dates underneath. The work was detailed hairline, pores, the tilt of his smile so precise it felt like he was looking back at me. I went silent. I did this to support you, she said, proud and glowing. Now you have both people you love most in the same place when you're with me. The longer I stared, the more disturbed I became. Lying in bed beside my fiancé and seeing my brother's face anchored to her skin felt wrong on every level. It hijacked private moments. It forced him into spaces he never chose to be. How was I supposed to be romantic with my brother watching? I told her gently that I appreciated the intent, but found it deeply uncomfortable. It's unsettling seeing his face on your body, I said, especially since you barely knew each other. She snapped instantly. You're being weird about a beautiful gesture, she said. You're making me regret doing something so meaningful. From then on, she was distant and cold. She started wearing long sleeves in public, but at night, in tank tops, there he was, those perfectly rendered gray eyes, the exact curve of his cheekbones. My mother said I should be grateful someone loved my brother enough to memorialize him, but I never asked for this. The tattoo felt like possession of my grief, like she was inserting herself into my most personal loss. When I tried again to talk, Bella explained she wanted to symbolize the extent she'd go to love and support me. She called the tattoo a new beginning before our wedding, something to help me turn over old leaves with my grief. That phrase stuck like a pebble in my shoe. It sounded like she wanted to steer my healing and use my brother as the wheel. I finally set a boundary. Cover the tattoo or remove it. I don't want to end our relationship over this, I said, but I cannot live with my brother's face staring at me from your arm. She refused. Cover-ups were complicated, removals painful and scary. She offered makeup or long sleeves. I stood firm. The boundary mattered. The conversation ended in tense silence. She left for work without resolution. The house felt crowded with the person who wasn't there. 3 days later, I cooked dinner and asked if we could talk in the garden afterward. She agreed, said she needed to shower and unwind first, and told me to start eating. An hour later, she came downstairs while I was finishing the dishes. I offered to heat her a plate. She said she'd eat on the couch. As I handed her a hot plate of spaghetti, it slipped from my grip and spilled across her. I apologized immediately and ran for towels and water. She exploded. You did that on purpose. You're punishing me for the tattoo. I said it was an accident, but she was beyond reason. She started throwing anything she could reach, glasses, plates, cutlery, then tried to wrench a cabinet door off its hinges and hurled objects at me. I had never seen this side of her. The woman I'd loved for 5 years looked like a stranger unspooling in slow motion. When the chaos stopped, I said, I can't be with you anymore. This is the last straw. I grabbed essentials and left for my parents' house that night. I was scared of what she might do to my belongings after destroying our shared things so easily. My family suggested one final conversation to salvage the relationship. I refused. I'm going back tomorrow with a friend to collect my stuff and hand over the keys. The tattoo was inappropriate on its own, but her violent reaction showed me who she is under pressure. People reveal their nature when they don't get their way. Looking back, the tattoo wasn't about supporting my grief, it was about controlling it, making my most private loss about her instead of respecting my pace and my boundaries. I dodged a bullet, even if it took my brother's face staring back at me to see it.